morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at, ladies and gents. I am Kura Isagami, and thanks for tuning in with me once again as we start up Medarot Survivor again, and just kind of have some more overall feedback and thoughts about gameplay and just kind of everything since the game about the game since launch, and especially now since it actually launched its first actual event since launch just earlier this week. So just kind of doing some playing around, some easy chatting, just a really chill kind of stream overall. Hope you all been doing pretty good for the last week or so since the last time I was live. Your boy's been a little busy, and things might be shifting around just a little bit through the week outside of Tuesdays in this going forward, but only time will tell on that. But you all are here to hang out, and as we kind of go back and play some Medarot, so let me go ahead and fire up everything officially. There we go. Okay, so you guys should hear it just fine. And if you guys have any problems, again, just feel free to let me know and I can make any changes as necessary. So, think about it, I have not touched this game all day. Most of the time, when I go forward and I schedule Medarot Survivor streams, I'm actually not planning to touch it until actual stream time. So none of my dailies have been collected, no events or anything like that. So, again, just kind of going through everything in general, just kind of going through the game officially and using up all the energy for the event. So let me go ahead and fire up some of this stuff here. So I'm going to double check the meta search first. Let me see. Okay, so I got some pretty nice EXP on there as well. I'm going to collect that. Alright, nice. And I think that's enough already. Yes, it is. Something else I am going to point out is, compared to the last time I played the game, I did actually re-roll my account a couple times because I was struggling at a certain point after a certain stage. And I really felt I needed to re-roll, just to kind of try again since it was still really early on. And actually within a couple days, I kind of caught back up to where I was before. So I got a completely whole brand new roster now compared to what I had in the last Medarot Survivor stream, and I like this role, so I'm planning to keep it, and I'll just kind of show you through all that. I do have a Ascension reward, so I'm gonna take that. And go over here to my weapons, to my development tree. I'm gonna pick up all of those. That is a power +4, armor +20, and regen +30. Actually, that is regen, isn't it? Let me double check that one real quick. I think it's regen. It is armor recovery increased by 30 in Roboto. Okay, cool. So that's what I thought. Yeah, so basically I get more HP back whenever I collect a restoration. Nothing on here yet for another level. Yeah, so I got lucky with some new with some new polls. I'm gonna pull up my roster here to take a look. I actually got a lot of these ultra rares actually by Ascensions. So basically just picking up a whole bunch of lower ranked ones, and just kind of raising them up through the ranks as it is. Most of the time, because I have so many of the green and the blues, is when I ascend from one, I can basically just go straight to the next. So I actually did not have to roll for a bunch of the ultra rares this time, which I'm hoping to keep it that way. Let me see. So I have some medals that I can raise up to some higher levels on that as well. Good. My free diamonds, I should say, and coins for the shop. I don't think I have anything that I need. I can do one pull in here and see what happens. I'm not counting on much though. Let's see. Okay, cool. I have a swimmer mate I can use somewhere. No other tickets from anywhere else. Okay, cool. So back in here. Oh, I get another ultra rare rank of it. Nice. Ahead and ascend that. Shadow armor's good. Yes, shadow armor is stupidly good. Like, I kind of grossly underestimated how good he is. That's spare I had. There it is. I kind of underestimated... Oh, I actually need one extra one, so I can't do that yet. I kind of underestimated how good he was when I actually finally rolled him on this account. And I gotta admit, he's stupidly good. Like, what he brings to the table and what he can do is just really useful, especially when you're just starting out, because what his attacks can do is ignore a lot of, like my daily logins on here too. It ignores a lot of issues and a lot of collision effects that you have with other enemies, so you can kill a lot of things at once with it. Alright, so I'm gonna check my stuff here in the box. Okay, so that requires an ad. I'm gonna try to avoid using ads this time too if I can help it, but watch me go back on that at some point in the gameplay. So yeah, basically just covering the event right here. So basically we can unlock complete missions to earn keys, and then we can unlock the box with a number of keys to earn rewards. We earn points that we can use to redeem for extra tickets or any kind of little goodies that we feel we need along the way. Most of the time, as you see here, I've been saving them for tickets only because I feel that's kind of where it's at. So I'm just going to use up my 2 tickets here, keys here, just to get started on that. Okay. And then there's a milestone here if you can complete it, so basically 500 opens of the box. I highly doubt I'm going to get that far, but we'll have to see. Under 100 off until getting that rare ticket. I'm going to wait. I'm going to save. I'm going to wait until I get that. So everything here looks good. I made a lot of progress on my own time since the last time I streamed Survivor, and especially on this new account, up to stage 20 with Koga Sanjo, and kind of settled the theory that every 5 stages is a notably harder one. And they definitely, oh boy, definitely get a whole lot harder, a whole lot faster, a whole lot more aggressive. And Koga Sanjo was kind of weird because I just had the wrong setup to go against her that last time. So I'm gonna start and kind of set up on a lower stage first, just to kind of get the ball rolling, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there. Here we go. Alright, buddy, let's get this started. Yes, I did unlock a tree that gives me a free level up at the start of a round, so I basically get a free power up at start. I'm gonna go with Shin Saber because I found that Shin Saber's crit abilities and Shadow Armors actually work really well together. So let's go ahead, yeah, work my way around here. Well, there's one particular power-up I want to try to get early. It'll just mostly help for survival's sake. I don't see it this round, but that's fine. I'll take that for Cat. A little bit of a stun swipe never hurt nobody. What's this? Money. I'll take money. Okay. I will take Rokusho. I'm trying to get the power-up that has the auto-regen on it, because honestly that is always going to be really useful to have. Then again, I always like to be... There we... Oh, speak of the devil, there it is. I like to be more preventative when I play games, so I tend to focus more on emphasis on overall survival. Like, I can play things with Glass Cannon where I don't pay attention to anything like healing or restoration of any kind, but I don't like doing that. Mostly just because I'm not super comfortable playing that kind of style. It's just not for me. I'll take that. This is Big Boss, Skyrim in the way. Do some bullet hell here. There we go. Alright, again, extra power up for Shadow Armor. That. I will take the support skill, which gives me extra defense, which is less damage from body blocks. We'll take that as the resident item for Ptolemy. Things are starting to get just a little bit more aggressive now, but that's fine, because I'm picking up steam as well. I'm going to take Swimmer Mate for some side coverage. This will give me some aggressive in any pointing direction, and then at both my sides, which I appreciate. Alright, first boss of the wave. What we got? Delilah. Oh, there she goes. And here she comes. And here she comes again. Oh, no, she's gonna shoot at me first. Oh, never mind, there she goes. There we go. I was worried for a minute. Yeah, and unfortunately the bullets for bosses like this hit really hard. That's kind of the issue I had with Koga Senjo when I took her on, is that she's got a shotgun speed when it comes to those things. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to take that stage on when I get to that point. Take that item, which is extra armor. I freaked out with that one though because one of the wave bosses for that is actually okay, I'm loaded up. One of the wave bosses for that stage is a Beastmaster, and if you've not played or are aware, Beastmaster's kind of really hard. Not necessarily in the sense that it's like inhuman, but more along the lines of it covers a lot of space quickly, and if you're not built or prepared for it, you will be struggling. In fact, the only reason I beat Beastmaster as the stage boss for 20, I believe, is because I actually had a wall I could hide behind when other players discovered, hey, apparently one of the attacks don't go through walls, so you can use this if you need a chance to breathe. So that's the only reason I beat it before, and I did once, but only because I had to use one of my retries, my only retry for that level in order to use it, and I really struggled with it after that. Koga Senjo's fight took me like maybe 10 minutes before she finally got me, and I had her like under 10%. Needless to say, I was not a happy camper that night. Keep working way up. Oh, hello. Yeah, things are starting to get a little more aggressive. Something else to mention is that I would actually complain about the Hell Phoenixes being really annoying because they have this like sudden burst of speed when it comes to pursuing me, and they are really irritating for that reason until I found out there's someone even worse. Yeah, the better coverage on my sides. I probably should not be standing still that close in such a horde, but I can do what I can. I get a speed bonus out of that, I'll take it. That. Nice bonuses from this. Turn around a little bit, we'll give me a little bit more. Evade. Fortunately, something I've noticed that they also like doing in the higher levels is sicking a lot of things that shoot bullets on you, so it's a lot harder to duck and weave. What can be worse than Hell Phoenix? You guys remember the angry chicken from Medarot 2? And by that you know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, he's back with a vengeance. Now, obviously he was confirmed to be playable, and, you know, everyone actually has access to him at some point, but when he's an enemy trying to pursue you, no, he's a whole lot worse, because he actually, like, not only pursues you, but he has, like, 8 or 9 friends he does it with, like, all at once. So it makes it really difficult to have to outmaneuver them and try to stay one step ahead. No, it isn't exactly the Meat Clubber of Death. Now, you don't actually get to see the Meat Clubber of Death, obviously, because it's just an enemy that's running into your character, but no, it's nasty. Oh, he's great if you have it as a skill for you, but the thing is, they have the same pursuing mechanic as the Hell Phoenixes do, which make them really, really difficult to have to outrun, because it's like they're 20-25% faster, and they focus a whole lot more on trying to hoard you. There we go. So more often than not, it's not just 1 or 2 that's coming out of your blind spot, but it's more the case of like 6 or 7 in a cluster at once, and then another 6, 7, or 8 coming in from every angle. So I've learned when I see a whole bunch of those incoming, if I can't kill them quickly, I'm just gonna start running and just forego any bonuses that I might be sacrificing for it. There we go. Well, we do have to remember on that. What's up with the birds being the most aggressive? We do have to remember, in technicality, the original Angry Bird was like Zelda's Cuckoos, so I would not be shocked if that kind of started a whole trend. Oh goody, now you guys get to see what Shadow Armor's burst does. There we go. Now I can get some danger in here going. But yeah, those black slashes in like every direction are great because they ignore a whole bunch of enemies at once. So if there are a lot of really weak ones, they basically cleave right through them. So it makes it really great if you're getting outrun or clustered in a bunch of places. Or smaller clusters like this, I kind of like to fly by that are like extra points. They're really handy for that. He's really handy for that reason. And then the burst for Swimmer Mate's really nice because that covers me from my sides, which is great. Could possibly have him a couple more here before the 8-minute mark. Yeah, I've gotten to a point where I sometimes will farm the lower stages just for like points or for completion of like my dailies. And it's gotten to the point where once I get to a certain point, I can just kind of sit in the middle of the screen, kind of like this, and my heal over time will be just potent enough with my damage output that I basically will take almost no damage, and I can just sit here for like a minute, 2 minutes straight. Yeah, you see all these clusters of like the 7 or 8 Hell Phoenixes that like fly across the screen. Take that, now do it from every angle, all honing in on you at once. It makes it really, really tricky to have to try to manage them. If I find a stage with that they replace the Hell Phoenixes with Crimson Kings, you'll see it. Getting a little full from my taste. There we go. Oh, now I can take what's in the box. Alright, nice. So I have a Pepper Cat Burst. I can make use of that. And they're dropping a whole bunch of screen bombs on here for once. Not that I'll complain, though. Means I get free credit here I can use for stuff. Oh, no, there it is. Give me that. Give me that. I need it. Give me. That. Yeah, all those yellow, red numbers you're seeing are all crits, by the way. Those aren't regular attacks. Those are critical hits. And those actually stack a whole bunch with Shadow Armors. So those two make a really mean crit machine when you get them all built up. Apparently I'm told Taraba Kraba also gets a crit bonus as well when you get them up to a certain rarity. So I imagine that'll make things even nastier. But I do not, unfortunately, have one that high. Alright. Howdy! Isn't everyone's favorite yellow beetle? And just as he is in the anime, he is extremely trigger happy. I'm told Metabe is actually a really good model to roll for if you're looking to try to re-roll and retry your account. Because he gets a missile type of attack in burst. Fortunately, I've not gotten lucky enough to snag him yet, but I would like to try it out if I end up getting him eventually. Something else I have to say, though, I know a lot of people will knock on like the art style or say it looks cheap or too simply made or whatever, but honestly, I like the chibi art. Like, it's really nice. They pay attention to left side, right side symmetry, which is definitely something you don't see a lot of people do for attention to detail. I'll admit the bullets and all the effect animations aren't like the most profound thing ever, but let's be real, that's not the entire like point of a game like this. So I'm willing to kind of overlook the attack effects and not really. I'm not really gonna harp on it too hard for that reason. I was actually just thinking about this the other day too when I was doing my dailies one night. Honestly, something would be really neat. You guys happen to remember? I don't know if there's still a craze every now and then. I know on Steam they just recently released this new thing called Desktop Made that people have already discovered ways to mod custom characters in. But you guys remember Shimijis by chance, or ever heard of them? Maybe this really nice little like chibi art style would actually be something really cool to make like a Shimiji of that just kind of like wander across the screen. Maybe that's just me. Out of the range, there we go. Yeah, so I'm not the only one that remembers Shimijis. That's good to know. I remember playing a bunch with them years ago. Tried to make my own, and kind of gave up on it after about 5 or 6 animations, quote unquote, with it. It was just so much for me to do at that point, and I kind of gave up on it. But this kind of art style is easy enough and not super complex that it's something I think could be done and make a Shimiji of relatively easily without any major complication. Like, it's got like a standard idle, it's got a running, and it's fully animated as well, you know, a full left foot, right foot kind of thing, and they're also asymmetrical. So, theoretically, I don't think it should be too difficult to make something like this with a sprite. You just take a little bit of back and forth and maybe some minor editing, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Something else you'll notice on these later stages is these bosses have a bunch of HP to it. I've been hammering at this guy for a while now. Come on, down you go. There you go. Look at DeviantArt Shimiji downloads when I was a kid. Oh yeah, yep. That's exactly where I remember it too. And I got the I found a guy that released a template version that you could download that has like all the basic sprites there, and you just have to like replace them with your own. Made it really easy back in the day. I don't really know if people still work on those anymore. I think they're too focused on 3D models with like Desktop Made and such. Not that I'll complain though, because that actually is pretty neat looking as well. These here I'll use. Excuse me. I'm kind of hoping I can hit that 150 mark before the event does end, but I don't think I'll be able to get it that high. There we go. Oh, almost. I'm close. Do I really want to test this stage? Really don't. Not yet, anyway. I'll hold off on that one, because I want to try at something else real quick first. Try my luck with something else before I go into that, and I don't want to blow energy on it. Let me see. Challenge mode. Check something here real quick. What is this one? Enhanced enemies. Okay, and then all the highlighted bots get an instant level 2 upgrade, which is... Let me see. Okay. So, unfortunately, I do not have Alpha Soma or Koga Sanjo, so I am going to have to kind of forego the 2 of those with ones that I have. I will need Sekizo and Keith Turtle. Yeah, I do have an R rank Seki Zone. I'll take that. Teeth Turtle, I think. I do. I need Ptolemy and Arcatsi. How nice they stuck them right next to each other. And then I'll have two others that would be my wild cards. Not much of a difference there with speed, which is fine. Before I do that real quick, hold on. I have a team built for it. There's something else I forgot to do first. Buy out the extra Metagist. Because these actually become extremely useful after a while. Every extra level you can get out of these things never helps. Never hurts, rather. Let's go into here. Everything looks good. Alright, let's try this out. See if maybe I can clear this one this time. Alright. One starting off at level 2. Oh goody, I will start with the heal over time. There we go. Ooh, we'll take Gottschedin. I like the tornado. That support item. There we go. That. By the way, in case you guys are curious on what exactly I kind of mean by the whole pursuing thing, watch as any of the Hell Phoenix kind of come on screen and they suddenly just like speed up instantly. That's kind of what I mean. And like I said, the Crimson Kings are even worse because they cluster in groups of like 7 or 8 minimum from like every direction. So it makes it very difficult trying to maneuver past them without taking too many body hits. So any kind of bonuses I can pick up quickly, I will happily accept. Come on. Down. Thank you. I made fan characters so fast. Yeah, and let's also not forget we have the Ori Meta contest that we're hosting in the PRB server right now. So if you're looking to flex the brain muscles and put something on the docket, we have that still going on for another couple weeks. Top 3 winners, or however many winners are decided upon relative to number of participants, will get custom designed concept art sheets of their characters drawn by me. Okay. Yep, there we go. Wave should be ending here in just a minute. Hello, Yuki-tan. Let's go this way. I know you like to jump more than once. There you go. Up. Over. Oh, no, don't trap me. There we go. Don't trap me in the corner. That would spell doom for me quickly. I don't understand why they made walls weirdly protective against gravity type things. Okay, I'll take a couple extra like that. Those pom-pom mates are weirdly tanky, but they're offering me gold chips, that's why they're heavy. There we go. An extra level to Rokusho's hammer. I have not had a chance to develop that yet. Take more tornado. Okay. A missile. I'm in need of all the missile. Gatling. I don't know if it's maybe just my particular approach with these kind of games where I like to kind of fully max out the character skill first before I go back and do the support skill. There's only like a very small handful of skills like the auto heal skill I try to prioritize first just because it's so good and I want to try to get that as quickly as possible, mostly just for sake of survival. Because if I don't get it, and I end up taking a lot of hits from, like, body blows, I'm kind of in trouble. And I like to prioritize, of course, obviously, surviving. Oh, good. So now I have the burst lasers. I have all of the laser beam now. Gold ones up here, I think. Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm kind of almost at a point, theoretically, where I could basically stand still, and I don't think I'd have to worry about things getting too close, but I don't want to stretch that just yet. Because a lot of my lower skills, like the tornadoes or Rokusho's hammer, are still kind of on the lower end. Who knows about the little pun? Yes, I've been watching chat as well, so I've been paying attention to you guys. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Just that in things like this where I'm like clustered at all angles, I kind of have to pay attention to it. Okay, cool. So now I have that. Kind of focus fire in one particular direction if I need to. To that. The next wave should be kicking in here in just a little bit. Just in time. Alright, wave boss number 2. Oh, coffin bat. This way. There goes my rock. Didn't see anything. No, I saw it. I have chat sitting like right next to the game as I'm playing it, so I'm seeing all you guys' conversation as you play, or as I play. So don't sweat it too much if it sounds like I'm ignoring you. I promise you, I'm not. Where is he at? There he is. Yeah, for some reason, they made Coffin Bat, like, really weirdly aggressive when it comes to flying back and forth across things. Oh, goody, so I get a double burst with that one. I will take it. So I'm theoretically at a point where I could probably just stand still and let them complete this. Yeah, I can basically just sit here and, well, almost. These Gokudos are a little tougher than expected, but not exceedingly tough that they'll break me. Give me that. Maybe they adapted. No, well, possibly. Like, I've noticed, by the time you get to Wave 3, the enemies are a little tougher overall, so they'll mix a whole bunch of lower level ones in, which are where all these green gems are coming from. But of course, they make all the, there we go, I can probably just stand here now. Yeah, I can basically just sit here, you know, sit here and watch it. Let me see, what do they consider based on adapted? Yeah, so, what was I saying? I was getting sidetracked. The farther the waves you go, the tougher the enemies get, and the harder they are to kind of kill instantly or quickly. So, they're kind of expecting you already have a couple really good attacks or skills to use by then. Oh, I see giant chicken. I am not a fan of giant chicken. I'm gonna move over here. Pick up some extra bonuses along the way. I'll take the extra absorption range. Now, Giant Chicken as boss is not terrible. Like, he's not going to do anything. He's just going to kind of sit there and float toward me menacingly. But if it's a horde enemy where it's like a whole bunch of them on the screen at once, I start to get really panicky because they are relentless. I got a really good loadout with skills this time around, so I think I should be able to clear this just fine. I'll take the extra power range. That. I'll take more absorption range. Yeah, as you see, these Gokudo are not going down easy, so I have to be really... Yep, see, there we go, I got overrun. That's fine, I got a couple retries I can use. There we go. Mouse. Yeah, I don't... Well, I mean, I might be able to kill him before time runs out. Just trying not to get overrun by the swarm. Now I'm being shot at by a bunch of Cyan Dog. No, I think I'm... No, it'll be close. Well, that doesn't help me any. Nope. Nope, I lost. I got it. I got overrun. Well, if I lasted another 7 seconds, I would have been able to make it to the boss, but oh well. That was a good attempt, though. That was a good attempt. Do some of these, though, in the meantime. Knock some of these out. Let's see. Okay, so Rokusho, Iron. I need Coffin Bat, Cyan Dog, and Swimmer Mate. I think I have 2 of those, and I do. And then Shadow Armor will be my oddball. Alright, so that should do it. Let's try this out. Okay, here we go. Need some extra lasers. I want some extra range just in case. But yeah, you see these Hell Phoenix just blitzing it out of nowhere. That's what I'm talking about. These suckers do not fool around. Appreciate the OG Row Battle theme in here too. That was a really nice touch. There's a bunch of... Oh yeah, I see you guys all clustered over here. Look at that. Take that upgrade. Mini boss should be spawning in here in just a minute. Oh, yep, there he is. And he's dead. I will take more absorption range. I will take that. And boom. specialize the support skills so I can get all the bursts. I think I got a support item for everybody, so I'm gonna pick up with Combat. Not gonna lie, I do kind of hope they re-implement they bring Combat back with a new 3D model in S. He's been out of the games pretty much for like the longest time. This is actually, I want to say this is actually his first appearance in at least 20 years. At least 20 years now to think about it. So he's been out of the game for a while in favor of Goth Bullet, who's far more iconic and memorable because he's been around longer. But being completely honest, I like Coffin Bat's design. Doesn't look as silly or goofy in my opinion. And oh hello, who's this? Oh hello, it's a great big enemy shark. And the shark shoots back. And the shark is dead now. I will take some extra upgrades. Not got anything from Gyra in this round, so I'm gonna go with the extra upgrade to that. Yeah, the thing I found with Hell Phoenix is, like I said, they're irritating because they do this pursuing thing a whole lot more aggressively, but they're not, like, impossible to kill either. If you have a strong enough weapon or a couple skills in tow, you can take them out pretty easy. But I think the biggest issue with a lot of these Survivor-type games is not just, you know, if you can or can't take them out quickly, it's if you can take out a whole bunch of them at once before they swamp you. Oh goody, give me that. Laser power. Well, there's boss number 2. It's a great big old Hell Phoenix. Upgrade all my main skills first. Yeah, I don't think I should have any issue with this one. There he is, he's down. And I have the Coffin Bat upgrade, thank you. I will take that. Like a story mode or campaign. So, based on what we understand of the story so far, of what we can kind of surmise on brief translations, and I did kind of mention this in the first stream I played this with overall thoughts and first gameplay. Essentially, it's more along the case of you meet Professor Suzuno, who by herself admits she is terrible at row battle, and realizes you actually have some pretty solid talent in that realm of expertise. So, essentially, you're kind of helping her research row battle mechanics and row battle behaviors when in battles, with specialized experimental medals based off the first few letters of the Greek alphabet. So like Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Epsilon, and Zeta are the 6 medals you use. And then as you assign Medarots to them, you get passives that can also give you extra bonuses in battle. So it's not really a story-based game or an RPG like you'd expect of the traditional titles, but more something that you can kind of pick up and put down at your own pace and not really have to put a lot of effort into learning how to play. And much like I was saying in that stream as well, a lot of people were concerned initially that, you know, if this is the big project that Imagineer's been working on for 2 years, that, you know, it doesn't seem like it's going to have a very strong, promising start in the West with the return. I actually would very much like to disagree, because Survivor games like this are really easy to learn. You can download them and install them from basically anywhere with no real issue. So you have a lot of inorganic and organic word of mouth and sharing of the game and getting around. And it features a lot of iconic characters as well as a bunch of new ones. So you really don't have to worry too much about having to learn new mechanics or new behaviors, because the game does a lot of that for you. Because you played a Survivor type game before and kind of know what to expect. Try to keep you contained here. Okay, he's contained. Oh goody, double upgrade and a... When is it coming to the West? There is no official word that it is. It's just kind of like a common rumor, word of mouth that floats around saying that this could be what comes to the West if it does. Keyword could, C-O-U-L-D. Because it's relatively easy to port and translate and learn. And based on comments that were made on interviews with Famitsu, Mr. Unohei, also known as Producer-san on the official YouTube channel, has made comments saying that they're planning to start in Japan first, quote unquote. So if this is a game that has a good chance of being ported over and localized, I for one would be 100% okay with it, because it's something again that people can pick up and put down pretty easily. It features a lot of iconic characters, and it's not something overly complicated. Now, is it the Medarot 10 that we all are hoping and praying that we get soon? No, unfortunately not. But it's not a complete lost cause either, if that makes any sense. But maybe that's just me being a little positive, over enthusiastic about it. So, in the meantime, I at least plan to just enjoy the game and have fun with it. Oh, that is a TP over there. I think I can probably take you... Oh yeah, I can absolutely take you out before the timer kicks down. I don't have anything. I've actually never used any of my rerolls for this entire run. I'm actually proud of myself. Put some upgrades to the rifle shot. Get you in a game. These people on Imagineer's Discord team. Yeah, no kidding. I read that comment the other day saying that that Imagineer's Medarot division only has like 6 people on staff. And I'm like, wow, really? That's not a lot. But then when you break it down and think, well, it doesn't say that they're the actual like game devs or anything like that. They're just the admin staff, I guess I can call them for lack of a better term. That kind of makes a little more sense. Now, personal wish more than anything else, I would love to make that I would love to make that 7 if I knew who to reach out to. That's wishful thinking, but you know, it'd be really cool if they actually like officially recognized me or sponsored me or something like that as like even as like an unofficial Western ambassador or something. I would absolutely love that. That'd be like a dream come true for me, and for what I've been actively striving for and doing with my channel for almost 4 years. Do I think it'll ever happen? Unfortunately, I kind of doubt it, but it's one of those things that'd be like, you know, if it happens, great. If not, I'm not gonna cry over or sweat about it. Yeah, this big swarm incoming. Yeah, it's starting to get pretty big now, but I've actually got a really good loadout this time, so I don't think I should have to worry too much about this one. I've got basically every corner around me covered. Yeah, I made it to the boss. I'm good to go. If it's who I'm afraid the boss is... Yeah, I'm worried. Oh, hello! Yeah, I was worried it was you. I am not a fan of this. Go away. Be gone! No, I needed that. I am not a fan of this one. You'll find out exactly why I was freaking out about this one here in just a little bit. This isn't the attack in particular, but he's about ready to fire it off here in just a couple moments. I have a shield? No. Over here. Look at that. I have it. Yep, there we go. Over here. I was not trained in Toho Bullet Hell, so if I have a wall, I'm going to use it. Yeah, and stage 20 has this as a mid-wave boss with no walls. So I have to learn how to duck and weave, and I am not a fan of ducking and weaving. Luckily, I've not used any resets this run, though, so if I end up kicking the bucket, I at least have that I can fall back on. Now we're gonna fire off a laser wave. Yep, there it is. Then hide over here behind the wall. Listen, some of you might call it shameless or cheesing, but if it gets me through the boss wave, I'm going to use it. And he's gonna try to rush me here. Yep, there he is. Okay, that was slightly painful, but I don't want to try my luck. Ow, I think I hit one. Oh no, I meant that, there we go. I meant that he was a mid-wave boss at the tail end of stage 2, of stage 20. So, of course, obviously, Koga Senjo's gonna be the boss of stage 20. That one's kind of obvious, but it's the fact that you have to face a Beastmaster with no walls you can hide behind makes it really, really tricky. Well, I wouldn't say that there are no walls. I think I probably just got really unlucky with the run that I had, and there just weren't any in that particular area. Be gone! Ow. Go away. Okay, he's dead. I got him. But now you guys know what I had to worry about. Yeah, needless to say, Beastmaster was a very difficult stage when that one came out. Koga Senjo, yeah, that's actually one of the new models that came out specifically for Medarot Survivor. Did not clear anything here. That's fine. Pick up some stuff here. Are there any dailies I'm missing? I need to do a couple quick searches. I don't want to use up my energy that quick. Let me see other ones I can do. Purchase a paid item, purchase energy. Not got any. 50 bosses. Trade Medarots twice, defeat enemies. Okay, so this is basically just play the game. Follow the gacha 20 times, clear challenge mode stage. Yeah, I can actually pull it up here and show you real quick what they look like. Where is it? I think that special banner is up. There we go. Yeah, it's this one over here on the right. Yeah, fun fact, by the way, is they emphasized early on that they'd be featuring a lot of brand new models to Medarot Survivor that were drawn by very big, and I cannot emphasize this enough, extremely huge artists across the mainstream media of animation and anime and mecha in general. Koga Senjo in particular was actually drawn by, and I might botch this name, but I hope I got it right, is Yoshizaki Mine, who is the artist for Kemono Friends, specifically. Another great example is Shadow Armor, who is drawn by Kei Suwabi, who does a lot of really good art for the Fate series. Fate Stay Night, Fate Zero, Unlimited Blade Works. Yeah, that guy. He basically got away with implementing Lancelot into Medarot 1-to-1 and got away with it. And it's still a joke. It's still a running joke that we laugh about in the server. Try looking up not much information. Story behind medals. Okay, so medals is kind of a really weird thing. I'm gonna kind of draw on some points from my What is Medarot collab that I had back in November. I highly recommend you give that a listen to whenever you get the chance. It's a long one at about 4 hours, but it's mostly just discussion more than actual like looking at pictures or playing videos or whatnot, aside from a couple points. But basically everything is answered there. What are they? Where do they come from? What do they do? Basically any question you'd have, I answered with my discussion and my guests in that collaboration. But the short answer are medals are kind of fossilized remains given that were left behind by aliens, and when they find them in a lot of really good conditions, of course they'll study them and try to restore whichever ones they can. But as far as realizing what they are, where they come from, it's still kind of a big shroud, because they only gave us some basic information on, you know, where they came from and who left them here, but not really any of the why or the hows. The only possible answer I could give you would be a response I got from Miss Hirano Kana, who was the former story writer for Medarot back between Medarots 1 through 4, and then came back and did some stuff for S. In her words, she says that Medarots were a gift to mankind from aliens, basically planning to see what they do with them. If they can make a dystopia or a utopia is entirely up to humanity, and it's kind of the I think my friend Helm-chan put it best when I had her with me on that collab. Is it's like the trolley test or the shopping cart test that we often see a lot with humanity these days, where it's like, do you benefit from putting a shopping cart back in its proper corral or wheeling it back up inside the store? No, you really don't, but it shows that you care enough about people around you to want to go that extra mile to do it. And in a sense, giving humanity Medarots is kind of along the same vein, where it's like, well, if you guys blow yourselves up and make this planet a wasteland because of it, well, we can't say we didn't try. But if you guys choose to advance into the far future with this technology and really do something with it, then props to you. Possibly further contact might be necessitated, but it's entirely up to you, and what you choose to do with it is entirely in your hands. So that's kind of the short answer of it anyway, but I highly recommend checking out that collab when you get a chance. Even just listening to it on the side is a really good way to look at it. In fact, let me actually grab that real quick and grab a link to stick in the chat so you guys can go bookmark it to watch later. That real quick. Grab that link, stick it here. There you go. Okay, and that's basically a link to the original collab that I had back in November. And like I said, it basically covers everything. So what it is, where it comes from, what do they do. You'll get all your questions and more answered in that one. And I think it was an extremely successful discussion for what we did, and all the talk that we had, and my guests all had a really good time, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, definitely give that a listen when you get a chance. Again, it's a pretty long one, so just make sure that you can kind of like devote some time to just sit down and just listen to it while you're working on stuff. Just give it a chance. That's all I can say. Let me go ahead and fire this back up here and keep going. Where am I at time-wise right now? A little over an hour, so we're doing pretty good. Let's see. I do not have anything I can pull with, so that's fine. I actually claimed my reward. I did. Oh, challenge mode seems to be emulating a lot of what the regular stage is, which isn't terrible. Boy. Let me actually see what my passives are with this real quick before I tackle this. I want to say I think I can do it. But I want to make sure 110% because, like I said, they start getting really relentless at this point. Let me see. Understand the boss stage. Yeah, so basically the way the game plays is you have boss waves at 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and 8 minutes. And then you basically have all that time between them to collect points to level up and get all your extra upgrades. So for that stage in particular, yeah, they have big ol' angry spaghetti monster, and then they move on to Koga-Senjo. Don't ask me what the reasoning for it is, I have no answer for it. Let me see... Armor increase, reduce damage taken, level, certain chance of causing crits. Okay, I like that. And Saber, power increase, boost to EP, crit damage increase. I will take it. Power increase, increased damage of skills with each level. All skills have increased range. Power, recovery amount increase, EXP 15% increase. Power increase, 10% increased range, reduced cooldown. Movement speed, and then less damage from the attacks. Okay, so I think I probably could do it with this. Probably. The series dying altogether. Let's see. Are the series still around even in Japan? Yeah, oh yeah, trust me. A whole bunch of us are really hoping it comes back, and I want to keep... what's the word? Positive about the idea, just to kind of prove that there still is a very good chance of it. Because with the release of Survivor, like I've said before, it's something that's not super difficult to learn or pick up, and it's something that basically anyone can play with no problem. I will take the Marine Killer Shield, because that actually is really handy early on. Yeah, remember what I was telling you about that pursuing that Hell Phoenixes like to do? Yeah, they're eating through this shield as well, which I don't like. Yeah. I'll take a couple shooting skills, because I think the last time I learned, I found out I need a bunch of shooting skills for Koga-Senjo, because she likes to move really fast. It would be kind of nice to collect Koga-Senjo if she ever ends up coming home, but I've not gotten lucky enough to pick her up yet. That's fine, because one thing I actually do kind of like about this game, as far as like the mechanics are concerned, is they're not trying to completely overrun you with the need to keep drawing in the gachas. Like, it looks like with a lot of the standard polls, they do kind of memorize where you're at, as far as like your number of polls are at, or they guarantee a pity at a certain number. Kind of like Hoyoverse games do, like with Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, which I actually do really like, because it makes it far more forgiving as far as wanting to pull or wanting to save for is, which is nice. And even if you end up getting, say, like 4 or 5 of the same unit over and over, it actually is still useful to you, because it can contribute to you raising it up to get a higher rarity type version of her. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them sticking the Hell Phoenixes on me this early in the fight, but I really have no room to argue it. Yeah. To hop around. So, her motive is actually kind of interesting. It's a Chang'e type, which is a if I recall the mythos correctly, is a Chinese moon goddess. But the frog motif is most likely just personal artist, choice of artist preference given who designed her. Okay, great big rock here. I can make use of this. Okay, well you're not terrible. I can take on a Kanahachi Mach 2. never mind. You got rid of my rock. That's fine. I don't need the rock for this one. Is Shadow Armor part of the Knight Armor series? No, he's not, actually. There's actually a designated design series, DNT, which actually stands for Dark Knight, and he is actually not the first of that series either. You're gonna jump. Go! And he's dead. Alrighty. Let's keep this show on the road. We'll take that so I can get the resonance. Now I'm kind of able to hold my own just a little bit better, but I don't expect that being able to last. See, they're starting to get a little more resistant. There we go. I can't really say one reason or another the whole inspiration behind designs. Like, for some of them you can kind of tell instantly what they are, and other ones are just more like artist preference kind of thing. Which is still great in its own right, too. I mean, like, for instance, looking at Shadow Armor, obviously, Keisuabi knows that Lancelot does not have a giant wheel for a leg, but very likely chose to interpret Lancelot in such a way as far as a Medarot setting is concerned. And actually did a really good job, too, because even in Medarot S, he plays as a very aggressive Berserker type. His legs actually in Medarot S are one of the best wheeled legs in the game right now for what they offer. Yeah, now the swarms are coming in. Luckily, though, it's not terrible. Just need to not be in the middle of it. Yeah, I ate that one because they shoved the boss right up against me. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get this one now because I had to use my reset, but Yep, see, there it is. The waves are pushing in my direction. Now it's starting to get a little hairy. But I don't know, we'll try it. I'll take the speed increase because I will kind of need that. Minutes, I don't think I'm going to be killing the boss anytime soon. So I'm just going to focus on trying to recoup what I can. Give me that. I hope that's another... Well, I'll take that. So at this point, it's just gonna be... Yeah, me trying to build for it. Yep, there he is. Hello. I am not happy to see you back again so fast. And I don't have any rocks I can hide behind. And that hit really bad. This might be the end of the run. Ugh. Yeah, this is definitely the end of the run. Yep. Now you guys see what my problem was. And you're only allowed one reset per run, so... yeah, that's kind of where it was at. That stunk. Well, let's, try that again. Spaghetti came back with a vengeance. Yes, he did. Not entirely a fan. Need a lot more shooting skills this time around, so let's set me up with that first. Problem with the Hell Phoenixes too is that even if you're running at full speed, you can't very easily outrun those stupid things, so you end up taking a bunch of body damage just because you can't outrun them. Would be kind of nice if they went back and kind of fixed that in an update or something. Because it's kind of frustrating where I lose like half my HP just because I can't run away from you. When almost anything else in the game I can very easily run away from. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm at a point now where I have a handful of skills on me I can use, so I can make good use of this. Let's try not to suck so bad this time around, though, and try to save my reset, which I may have to use an ad for. Maybe. Because I used up all my reset tickets. Just kind of see where that goes. Give me that. Blue one over there, give me that. Alright, what's in the box? Alright, I'll take it. I'll take that. That. Note to self is, next time I do end up going after the second wave boss, I need to make sure I can find some place I can have like a rock or something on standby just to kind of keep an eye on it. Okay, I can get close to you again. Not for long though. Luckily, the first wave boss isn't terribly hard. It's just, he likes to chase you around a lot. Okay, okay, that's not bad. I'll take it. I don't have a lot of front and back resistance though, so I can be careful. Okay, I need this. Having the webs may help a little bit though, because if I can slow them down at least a little bit, if they get caught in it, it gives me a little extra time to move. There we go. This takes a little bit of finagling. Just a little bit of prayer. I missed the resonance item. That's fine. Yeah, this is where it's gonna start getting hairy. I probably will not get this one either. I don't know, we'll find out. No, I'm not. Nope. Nope. So yeah, these higher end stages get really irritating after a while, because they expect you to make sure that you really have a lot of skill up and running for it. So what I'm gonna end up doing, and what I've actually found I enjoy doing, is I'll go back to a previous stage that I know I can clear fairly easily, because on completion, they still do give you some extra they give you some extra N rank version, normal rarity versions that you could possibly use to ascend into higher level ones. So that's usually what I found out that I like to do after a while. What I may end up doing though is I'm gonna use a quick search here. That going. I think that may require me to use one more. Two. I'm just gonna go back to a previous stage that's notably easier to clear. Take the resonance item for this, make it easy. But yeah, as you see, now it's only taken like one swing to kill these things, so they're definitely getting a whole lot harder the higher up you go too. Which isn't terrible in its own right either. Like, it's obvious, you know, like the higher difficulty you go, the more powerful things you're gonna get, but to me at least, it kind of feels like there's still some minor balances they could probably do to make things just a little bit easier along the way. Like, for instance, maybe removing the fact that the Hell Phoenixes can go so fast when they're pursuing you. Because if that's like one of the first enemies that they drop on you, and you have like no real power behind it to really protect yourself or run away from them, that puts you in a really tight spot. And I've actually lost a lot of runs for that very reason, where I get overrun by a bunch of Hell Phoenixes all at once, and I have no way to run away from or to protect myself because they're eating my HP away because I can't escape them. I'll take the meat stick. Oh, yep, there they are. Yeah, notice how I said these things are, like, Hell Phoenixes on steroids? Yeah, these things move fast. Like, notably faster. And they are, like, everywhere. So, now you guys understand what I meant by that. These things are extremely annoying. Like, I'll understand if they make this a harder one on purpose, but this one in particular was just, like, entirely unnecessary. The only reason I can suffer with it now is because it's still an early enough stage that I can clear it without it absolutely murdering me. Okay, I'll take that next. Aside from that, though, like I said, the game is honestly a lot of fun. Like, I do genuinely enjoy the idea of what it brings and the concept it was meant to try to bring to the table. Just a couple things that they could probably work on is all. Okay, yeah. And he's dead. Alright, I'll take some extra armor. That. There we go. Okay, I won't take that. I'm just gonna kind of sit here next to this bomb for a while and kind of let things draw in a little closer. Let's see. Ankle biting, but they were not at the ankles. That was straight on the rear side. Yeah, exactly. They sometimes get to the point where they'll dump a whole bunch of Hell Phoenixes on you, like, right at the start of the level where you're, like, absolutely running for your life. And then after about the first or second midway boss, they decide to exchange them for Crimson Kings. I'm like, really? Like you couldn't make this any more... Yeah, that's what I want to save it for. Any more complicated unnecessarily? Okay. Ooh, goody. Now we'll take that, and I'll take that. This. Yeah, so if I ever end up getting to the point where I'm almost, like, ready to rage quit over something, I always just take it back to a previous level and take a step back a little bit. Because, you know, these are meant to be enjoyed, not, like, meta-slaved. Honestly, one reason why I don't pay too much attention to things like competitive metas all that badly in other games, say, like, with Honkai Star Rail or anything. Like, I know in Medarot S, there's a point where you have to, where you need to in order to stay with the competitive edge. Especially because they do have a lot of rewards on the line if you stay up to date with it. But it's just not something I do. Like, a lot of PvP type games, or games where I go head-to-head with other players, or even functions that offer it, I don't really bother with it too heavily because it's just not my type of thing. I'd much rather just play the game to enjoy it more than actually, like, play head-to-head against somebody and, like, really have to crunch numbers and specs and farming stats in order to get it right. Like, even that's a great example with Honkai Star Rail. Like, yeah, I'll look up guides and ideas on how to build a character really good, but I'm not gonna, like, completely farm for 6 weeks straight for a single artifact that has all the substats I'm looking for and then all the perfect rolls, because it's not gonna happen. I'd much rather prioritize, okay, so let's say, for instance, if this character needs crit damage for something. Cool. So I can try to focus on anything that offers me crit rate or crit damage, not a big deal. And then, if I get it, great. If I can get it at least as a primary stat, I'm not going to worry about it. But if anything offers it to me as like a substat or anything, or as like a bonus or an upgrade, then cool, extra points to it. But I'm not going to completely freak out over it if I'm not getting like every single bonus necessary. I think the only time I ever did that specifically was for when I was farming for Firefly, and she basically shattered the meta as a super break team with the Trailblazer at that point, which made it really nice too. And I had to like really push to try to get all that break effect with primary stats or substats or anything like that, and it took a while. It took a very long while, and in fact, with the current patch with Aglaya, I had to really try to farm it as well with crit rate, crit damage stuff, because I'm not really one of those characters that are going to farm for like extra Eidolons or residences because people say they need them. Like, I've been reading all the comments that say, yeah, you know, like, Aglaya is super expensive and not very friendly to use if you don't have her at, like, E1 and then S1 for her light cone. Like, I've been having fun with her. Like, I'm not saying that she's completely unusable. Like, I understand what those comments are saying, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sink, you know, a whole bunch of money looking for the perfect light cone and the perfect substats and relics and everything if I can try to make something that works. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I like to believe I tend to take things a little more lackadaisically. See what's in the box. Oh goody, I'll take that. Done that so much, especially since not since spent a single dollar. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna preach whether you should or shouldn't, you know, spend money on games like that. Like, it's not my place to tell you whether you should or shouldn't. That's more something that you yourself need to discern with your own situation, and if you choose to spoil yourself and treat yourself to a little bonus or a bundle every now and then. Now, being completely honest, you know, with Medarot S as a perfect example, you know, I'm subscribed to the Meta Pass every month, so I get the extra perks that come with it. But part of it is mostly on the grounds. I'll take that. Part of it is mostly on the grounds of what I do with the meta news, where anything that gives me some extra perks and some extra bonuses, I'll take, because it gives me extra grounds and more opportunities for feedback that I can use for, you know, like making some extra polls or collecting on some extra rewards or dungeons or things like that. That's like some of the biggest reasons that I stayed invested in it, is what I do with it, so I can make my job of bringing you guys the news and the breakdowns and the understandings a whole lot easier. And as another example, say with Honkai Star Rail, every now and then I might pick up the Express Pass, which gives you the extra line of the monthly missions and such. Not necessarily because I need it, you know, like I want it. And being completely honest, I might end up skipping through Tribi and Mighty in this next patch completely, because, being completely honest, I don't have the resources for it after I burned almost all of them trying to get Aglaya. And I also can't afford it right now, obviously. But honestly, to me anyway, if it's a little thing like every once in a while, like a monthly recurring pack of like Star Rail's little $5 thing that gives you like 2,700 extra 2,700 extra jade each month, I don't see a really big issue with that, because $5 isn't a lot. It's not going to financially make or break somebody, in my honest opinion. Same can be said with the Meta Pass for Medarot S, because with the yen being down so bad right now, you know, the 1,500 something, or not even, that it goes for monthly as a recurring cost isn't nearly as expensive as what it could be as, say, some games that have like $10 or $20 a month packs that you have to continuously renew. So, if it's a few bucks every now and then, to me at least, I really feel like it's not a big deal. But if you're gonna be one of those people that like wails on a game where you're dropping like $100 or more on it a month, or even every couple weeks because a new character came out, okay, that might be a little excessive. And I'll admit, I'm preaching to the crowd a little bit here, because I have been guilty of doing that as well with some of my games. Time and again, time gone. But it's not saying that that you shouldn't absolutely spend or whatever else. Like I said, it's completely up to you, but there comes a point where you just have to use discernment. That's really all I can say about it. Okay, cool. I have a 400. Redeem for another one of those. Those are used on this banner. I'm only 4 off from being guaranteed a UR. Which is not a UR, but I'll take it. Ascend that anyway. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's good for me, because I have 3 of these. I can ascend into SR, which gives me the 3rd one I need to ascend this into UR. So that's worth it. That's worth it. See, that's what I was saying earlier with the gacha in the game. Like, there's a lot of them where you absolutely have to pull for certain characters or re-roll for certain ones, but I really like the fact that they made the duplicates so necessary with this game. So, like, say for instance with Shadow Armor, who I have at a UR +2 right now, in order to get him to LR, which is the next rank up, I need 4 dupes. That's not guaranteeing I'm going to get 4 Shadow Armors. Yeah, so I need 1 more Shadow Armor and 3 dupes of equal rank in order to level it up. And it can go up to the next rank. So what that means is, if there's any URs here that I don't use or don't ever use, I can use it as fodder for somebody else as an extra level. Or I can save a whole bunch of these lower ranks. Say, for instance, if I get another N rank aim flash, I only need one more, and I can raise that up to R rank. Hold on. There we go. So then that'll stick up to from gray to green, which, as you see, I do not have any. So that would be a bonus. Or say if I get another green rare rank of green at ×2, that'll give me the third one I need to pump them up to blue, which will add one more to that. Good thing most of the time it's just a dupe. Yeah, most of the time dupes can... Yeah, exactly. Like, it's nice that they give you the chance to kind of fuse the units that you never use or that are too weak for you to use into your higher ones. And even if you don't get them right away, because it is, of course, is kind of expected and kind of grindy after a while because there's just so many they can dump at you. I've actually found, too, depending on who they give you and when, you can chain a whole bunch of them at once. So, like, say, for instance, as an example... I do not have any as an example, but say for instance I had 2 N-rank Cyan Dogs, which have the gray background, and I get a third one from completing a level. Well, that third one will allow me to ascend it to the R rank to green, which will be my number 3, and then I can raise this one to raise it up to blue, which will be my third for the blue color, which I can raise one more time to go straight into UR. And I can use that as a duplicate and save to pump into somebody else, or put as a +1 toward the already available UR Cyan Dog that I have. And I like those features because it means it's not as heavily emphasized on you pulling for or requiring you to get really lucky with the gacha or anything. Like, I get to a point, you know, there needs to be money to be made for a game to be profitable, I get that, but there's also a point where, at least to me anyway, that it starts to kind of fall behind and not necessarily feel as heavily on, say, profits, and more on you're just kind of really pushing on that topic. That's just me, like I said. Let me see. Yeah, cool. So I got something here. Goddesses. Let me see what I got here so far. Spotlights. Okay. What I may end up doing, do some extra challenge levels in here to unlock them, because if I can clear the harder ones, I can get some extra gems. I can use extra pulls. Just keep on going here. Okay. I do not have Alpha Soma or Ogasanjo, but you want TP, Ahachi Mach 2. Want Breed and Eighth Turtle. I have a Breed. I do not. I do have. I think I do. I do not. I sworn I did. I'm close though. Then these two are my wild cards I can use. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit though. Focus a little more on shooting. I know your UR passive, I believe it's yours. Get this briefly translated. Yeah, bullet speed increases 15%. So, yeah, so I want to focus a little more on shooters with this, which is good. So let's try this and see how it goes. Reposition here. Ugh, there we go. Okay, cool. So let me just give me that. Yeah, so far so good. I honestly don't mind the challenge levels either, because it gives me a chance to kind of use things that I don't normally use, say like TP or Kanahachi Mach 2, and it gives me a chance to kind of like experiment and learn what they do, and see if maybe I realize, oh, this is actually like a really good skill or something I'd want to use more consistently. And it's nice for that reason. And what I especially like about the challenge mode is it doesn't require any energy to use. So I can challenge these back to back to back as many times as I want, with completely different builds every time. But if I go in with the same spots that they offer bonuses for, then I already start off on a really good foot. Like you see here, these are all level 2 bonuses for most of these, because they're highlighted models that were encouraged to be used before going in. So I like what it offers, essentially. It gives me the ability to do more without having to waste energy doing it. Plus, the game itself is honestly nice and relaxing, too. It's not, like, super competitive or grindy. Oh, hello, you. I'm not happy to see you here. Go away. No, no, go away. Be gone. Go away. Shoo. Yeah, remember what I said about the Crimson Kings? This is why. Be gone. But it's nice. It's not a super grind-heavy game. It's not super competitive grindy either, which is nice. Just something you can kind of pick up and put down very easily and not sweat too much over it. Just a couple things, you know, that they could fix every now and then. I need the box. What's in the box? Alright, I'll take a speed bonus. That's helpful. This. At least they're offering me blue crystals. Those are nice. I'll keep the speed bonus up because that actually is the reason I'm able to outrun you. Now you're down. Yeah, and the speed bonuses are nice. Honestly, I found, just kind of going on a tangent, if you're not going for anything with resonance, like, say, support item and specific bot in particular, there's a handful of items that you generally can never go wrong with picking up in any run because they're just so useful. The first of which are those mobile radiators, because they do give you that really nice speed bonus. The other which here are these energy cans, which give you the heal over time every 5 seconds, and that's honestly speaks for itself over how good it can be. Would there be multiplayer raids? Honestly, I'm gonna say no, because this game is not designed with multiplayer in mind, which makes it really nice. It's not super complex, doesn't require a lot of coordination. This is honestly something you could play, like, on a car trip, or, like, on a train, or on a boat, or a plane, or something. And not really have to worry too much about playing with other people. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Now, it does require an internet connection, unfortunately, but it's something you can play very casually, and you can put it down just as quick and not freak out over it. That's kind of the bottom line here, and I think that's the reason why Imagineer chose to go with a Survivor-type game, because it's a genre everybody knows, it's not super difficult to learn, and because of that, even if they were to release the game as is, like this, in English, would it be the most popular thing ever? No, but it's enough to guarantee that it has a lot of iconic characters in it, with a battle mechanic and gameplay that people are familiar with, and it's a good way to try to test the waters, so to speak, and try to see how well this game would do. Try to see how well Imagineer would do if they chose to reintroduce Medarot to the West, which, don't get me wrong, is the end goal in mind that we've been fighting for all these years. But at the same time, you know, there does come a point where they kind of have to measure it financially and see if it's feasible. Just because there's a couple thousand fans in the West that say we want it back does not mean it's guaranteed to come back, you know? All we can really do is just, you know, tell them we're here and keep reminding them. Yeah, give me the lasers. I'm getting overrun. These thieves are being really, really... really use a healing item about now. Whenever there's... Oh, cool, I got him, so I can take the box. Alright, that's fair. As long as I can just keep on the run, I don't have to worry too bad about getting swamped. Here we go. Life insurance shoes. Yeah, exactly. And it's coming back slowly, I just have to make sure I really stay on my toes with it. Seeing one drop would also be really nice. Luckily, though, I only have to last another not even 20 seconds before the next wave boss comes in, and that'll give me a little bit more of a breather. Wave boss incoming. Oh, of course, they had to pick you. Okay, well, that's not terrible. I'm fast enough to be able to outrun most of your laser attacks. Not too difficult to deal with either. Your lasers hit like a truck if they hit me. So I'd much rather, like, not test those waters. Oh. Okay, well, never mind. I'm not gonna stand there then. Stand here then, just like this. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, cool. He's dead. Alright, nice. I think the high power missiles is nice though, because those actually clear a lot of areas quickly. If I start getting overrun, I can rely on those. And the acid pools are also helpful as well, so if they walk over, that's some extra free damage. Well, see, that would have been nice to have sooner. Okay, do that then. More acid pools I can lay around means people are going to take more damage coming closer to me. Now I'm starting to be able to hold my own just a little bit better. That is a big bat. I don't like the bat. Having the super acid pools is nice. It means they start taking a bunch of damage and they're trying to walk up to me. The question is, will I be able to unlock first of all my stuff before timer runs out? Luckily, I've got a minute and a half though. Not terrible. Oh, I don't even have the item required for greeds. I overstocked. Alright, so I'll just take that then. I didn't even realize I didn't pick up the item for him. Which isn't terrible, I guess, but, you know. Greed's items are actually... Greed's laser's actually really, really good, don't get me wrong. The problem is, it's really tricky to use, because it requires you to be basically facing in the direction that you're shooting. Otherwise, you kind of waste a super blast, and it kind of loses half the reason you'd want to go after to begin with. Now, I'm going to take a bet right now, though, that when they decide to drop Arc Beetle in the game, and I'm more than certain they will eventually, is his is going to be that same kind of super-powered cannon, but it's going to be auto-targeting, much like Cyan Dog's rifle shots are. I'm going to call it right now. It'll even be on stream because it's recorded. I'm calling it. Either as a burst or as a regular attack item that he brings to the table, it's going to be one of those two. Because that beam is actually really good for being able to shred through bosses like that, but it's just really tricky being able to time it. What's Cyan Dog back? Welcome. Luckily I'm fast enough to be able to outrun you very easily with all those extra mobile radiators, so I'm gonna not have too much trouble with you. Now your bullet still hits like an absolute truck though, and I'd like to not get pummeled by that a bunch of times. Yeah, those missiles are definitely putting in the work. Gotta keep you pursuing me in the meantime. I got that acid pool right under your feet. That's good. Walk over. Ah, that's too close. You're sitting on it now, which is nice. You were sitting on it. I'm getting really good at being able to lay those acid traps like right down at your feet. Just stay there. There you go. Hey, if you could stand still for me, please. Thank you. Preferably not shoot at me. Ow. I'm getting a little careless now. Can't get careless this close. Well, I got a heal. I got regen on, so it's not terrible. I just have to not. I just have to not clutch it. There we go. Okay, he's done. Gives me one of those. I'm going to assume it's the exact same. Yeah, it's the exact same build, kit and build. All these clear. There's only one I have not cleared. Excellent. Yeah, there is a couple of event things I've cleared, so go ahead and use those. Okay, well, I got one more key out of this. Okay, nothing I can redeem for. I don't know, I mean, at the rate I'm going with the keys, I might be able to possibly hit 150 before this event, but I won't count on it. Nothing here. 11, so what I'll do is I'll probably do a couple lower stages as well that I can just kind of blitz through. My time it. Just shy of 2 hours. Doing pretty good. Okay. Double checking some other things in the meantime. Yeah. So what I'll do is maybe just a couple more easier rounds I can kind of blitz through, and then probably call it. Because this is kind of a game that you don't want to spend like 3 hours straight on because you burn out of it real quick. But it's still enjoyable. Something you just kind of use up all your energy for and then just not touch it again until the next day. It's actually what my usual plan with this game is. Like, when I stop playing now, at say like 9:30 at night, close to, I usually won't touch it until like 6 or 7 tomorrow, because that lets my energy fill up all the way, and then that actually saves on the meta search too, so I can let that stock up a lot of EXP all at once. I'll take that. Back to grabbing Saber again. That crit that's offered with that slash is actually really good. Well, that wasn't much of a reward, but I'll take it. I have a point where I can just kind of sit here and let him figure it out for a while. Which I like doing with a lot of these with a lot of these lighter levels too, because it means I can kind of like focus on chat and look at it while they're working on it. Yeah. Plus, when I let him just sit there, it stockpiles a lot of points all at once, which is nice. So all I have to do is just roll over him and I get 3 points. Let's focus more on the close range. Okay. Wave boss already? Definitely didn't feel like 2 minutes. Yeah, but it was a quick kill. Easy. Now I'm just kind of sitting here and let you guys do your thing. You're tough enough and these are weak enough that I can just kind of sit here and take a couple body blows. Maybe not enough that I can just actively sit there and do it, but enough that I can take it without it breaking me. That. Boom. I was doing a lot of cleaning earlier today too in the afternoon before I was able to hop on stream. Was finally actually able to plug in my Switch again after not messing with it for several months actually, just because I've been so busy with other things and my job hunt and everything that I've just never really had the time to sit down and want to play something on it. But picking that up, and I just remembered half the games I had on there, either as digitals or as cartridges. And the fact I also have a capture card. I've actually been debating maybe picking up another game to do a Let's Play of, like, I don't know, like Xenoblade 3 as a really good example. Like, I started on that one not long after it came out, got really excited, and then I don't even know how far into the story I got, but it's been so long that I probably would be a whole lot better off if I just completely started over a whole brand new save file and then tried it again. I know I also have the Torna DLC if I want to stick in the Xenoblade universe for a while, which always has plenty of things I could do with that. Give me that. Let's see. I'd love to maybe do some Mario Kart collabs with friends, but I'd have to reinstate my Nintendo Switch Online. Which I don't think would be too terrible once I can scrounge enough funds for it, but right now anything that requires money is kind of like hard off the table because I only just recently, finally, land in a new position and quit my old one. So I'm gonna be really hurting for money for the next little bit longer while I'm trying to work my way into a new routine. But no, I'm honestly super glad I finally got out of that my other place. I was ready to just walk out, after a while. It was just so frustrating. I've been playing online when Switch didn't cost money. Well, it's not necessary that I'm, like, against or I really hate that it's a thing. Now, do I think that it's necessary? No, I don't think it is, but I'm not super upset about it because, honestly, compared to most other online subscriptions of other Game Passes, or like with Sony or Xbox or anywhere else, honestly, for what Nintendo asks for the online service, it's not terrible. Like, even when I still had mine on, when I had mine ongoing, I had the family plan, the one that gives you like 5 or 6 accounts you can toss on there all at once, and it was only like, oh no, I forget without looking. It was like 80 something a month, I think. So it was like super cheap. Like, it's not something that's completely gonna break your bank. And what'd I say, a month? No, it's like 85 for the year. And it gives you access to all the perks, the online libraries, the online co-op, and everything like that. And this isn't me justifying it, but compared to most other services out there, you do have to give credit where it's due with the Nintendo. It's that they're not completely price gouging you for the monthly perks like most other companies tend to do. That's just my take on it, by the way. Yeah, so I'm just gonna camp out here and let them accumulate for a little while, because I don't find a lot of magnets. And they're doing pretty solidly enough, I can just leave them alone. But yeah, I'd love to be able to do things like that. I don't know, maybe if I ever do kick off and become some famous streamer with like 1,000 or more followers or whatever on Twitter, and actually able to get monetized, I could do like Mario Kart collabs and everything like that. I'd love to do it, I just have to run through all that. Let me see. Grimalkin, welcome! Nice to have you stop in for a while. We're just having a usual friendly chat. Yeah, that's what I like stocking up a bunch of bonuses for. I want to get rid of the big guy first. Where are you? Okay, he's gone. Okay, what's in the box? Alright, I'll take more heal over time. I'll accept that. No other magnets, so I just have to sit there and let him think about it. But where was I? Yeah, Mario Kart collabs, lots more game collabs and everything like that. I want to try to be able to do more of that through the year too, as my new schedule will permit. It's just trying to find that new rhythm, I guess I can call it, with what my schedule will end up being. And I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head what it will be either after I get through training. But the bottom line is, I'm officially out of the other place. I don't have to freak out and stress over it anymore. They're actually going to give me decent hours. Well, decent as in it's still part-time, but it's enough that it's what I should have been getting at my other place. And it'll be enough that I should be able to at least cover most of my bills pretty consistently. So, I don't know. Maybe every now and then, if I actually have some money to scrounge, I'll be able to pick up a game or something every once in a while, but it'll just really depend. Give me more speed. I don't know, I mean, thinking about it more, I might actually end up doing a Let's Play of Xenoblade 3. Because, like, I have the physical cartridge shared between me and my brother, of the definitive edition of Xenoblade, of the original Xenoblade Chronicles. I have 2, and I have 3, so I could kind of emulate what my friend Sane's doing and playing through all 3 chronologically, but what I like about Xenoblade Chronicles is that you don't actually have to play all 3 in order to understand a story. It just gives you extra context if necessary, which even then isn't like 100% required. Plus, it actually would give me a reason to pick up Xeno 3 again and actually start it over. I didn't realize you would run into me. I'm glad you and this channel is still around. I hope I'm going to stay around for a long time. Now, the question ultimately is, will I be around long enough that being monetized is a possibility? That's kind of the, that's kind of where the rubber meets the road. Because I can only do so much when I'm not being paid to do it. That's the easiest way I can describe it. Not enough to do one more level. Let's kick it up one more level. Then I think I might call it after this run, where I'm at. Okay, let's see. We'll take that. This. I will take that again. I'll give you that bonus. I'm just in hindsight too, I wonder if I'm like the only EN-based streamer that's actually playing this game right now. I've seen a lot of my Japanese friends playing it, and a couple channels that I follow that on the Japanese side have been streaming it for the week that the game's been out, but I wonder if I'm the only actual EN player that's been streaming it. It'd be a neat thing to consider. What's in the box? Oh, that's alright, I'll take it. Cool, I'll have the life insurance juice. Well, that boss didn't last long. Well, mini-boss, I should say. Shin Saber next. Some extra crit bonuses will be really nice once I can get that leveled up. Only one streaming in America, haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, honestly, that doesn't surprise me. It's honest, because, well, I don't want to say it's like impossible or like super hard to get the game to run, because you just have to create a Japanese Google account, which isn't super hard. It's like 10-15 minutes with a VPN and you have it made, and then you can download the game from the App Store, no problem. But the language barrier definitely is is definitely an issue with a lot of people, and I get that. I'm not gonna use it and tell people you need to install the game and play it and everything like that. Like, if they want to play it, they're going to, but it's just like, it'd be nice to have to see it get more recognition, you know? Like, I actually do vividly remember that Imagineer has actually made a lot of comments in the past about a very large spike in international engagement with Medarot S, and I want to say at least that I have a hand in that, with not only playing it but also teaching other people how to play it and how to install it. So I want to at least believe that, you know, I have at least part of a hand in that, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but it's just me wanting to do what I can to at least keep the series alive here in the West and just keep you all in the know. And when I was really struggling, and even now when I'm still struggling with finances and everything like that, like, as much as it wouldn't be, well, I'm not going to say it wouldn't be difficult, because everyone knows how the job market here in the States is, and that does not need any further elaboration. Part of me was thinking the whole time, too, like, I really can't... Take one rifle. I really don't want to have to shelve what I do, because I really do enjoy it. Like, it's one of the biggest things I greatly enjoy and look forward to every week. But realistically, it also ties back into one of the biggest questions I asked myself when I first founded my channel, and it's, if I don't do it, who will? Because much like Aaron said in chat, I'm the only one actively playing this game when it comes to EN streamers and content creators. Now, I know a couple other friends that got into the game and picked it up, either because of me or in tandem, but it takes a lot. That's all I can really say. Is I really didn't want to have to shelve what I do because I enjoy it so much, and because if I did, you guys wouldn't get your news. Now, granted, that wouldn't stop y'all from maybe just from tuning into the official YouTube channel and running a Google Translator alongside it, maybe, but you still wouldn't have full access to it, is, I guess, what I'm getting at with it. Is it'd be a whole lot harder than what it would be. Well, thank you for the hard work, yeah. And I appreciate that. Like, it does me good to know that that's at least being appreciated and acknowledged and enjoyed. Now, I would love to be able to become one of those really big streamer content creators, you know, that actually is, like, paid to do this kind of thing. Whether I'm, like, actually sponsored by Imagineer or someone similar, or if I get picked up by some kind of VTuber agency or whatever. I don't know, like, I'd be open to the idea if someone were to approach me with a genuine offer, and I could actually be paid to do this kind of thing, like play these games and play games with others and do collaborations. I'd love to do that. Like, it'd definitely be something I'd be down for. I just have to really figure out the logistics behind it and, like, you know, see if it's something that I would be able to jive with and enjoy, and, you know, it just takes a lot of logistics, and with all the drama that all these VTuber agencies have been getting these days, it's hard to believe, it's hard to trust which ones are legitimate and which ones aren't, because every corporation's trying to be the next big Hololive, and they obviously are failing at it horribly, because you see news on Twitter of all these VTuber agencies just shutting their doors, or all their talents graduating to become indies. Which, there's nothing wrong with going indie, but it makes it difficult for VTubers to want to partner up or trust people that want to be able to help them. So, like, I'll just use an example of one that I follow that I've not had a chance to speak with them directly, but that I follow and see in my feed is Yomi Quinley, who just recently joined, I think it's Socks Agency. Was really big for them, super happy with them, super proud, and they've been having an absolute blast in there. But they're also rather large, too, over 10k or even more subscribers on most platforms. And I kind of look at my little itty-bitty channel at just over 1,100 and somehow struggling to hit maybe like 700 followers on Twitter. And I'm like, I'd like to be big enough to, you know, where I could have some kind of clout that people would recognize, and, you know, an agency would want to come together or possibly reach out to me for something like that. But, you know, start small, work your way up, I guess. I don't know. It's just a lot of logistics I have no say or experience in, because I've not stayed in the work. I've not stayed in the know with it. What's in the box? XP thing. I will take that. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, so everything's basically capped because I do not have the black card for Cheerful Bunny. Cheerful Bunny. So basically just collect for any support items I want to pick up. That's fine. Armor. Actually, I really don't know why I'm moving around. I can just kind of sit here. Let's see if I can plant myself near a mini magnet if I can find one. No, I don't think there's going to be one here. Just camp out. Okay. I'll just let it sit here and work on it. I think the only other really big thing I'd have to worry about, if in the hypothetical that, you know, I do get reached out or contacted by one of those agencies, is if I'd be able to keep my IP, you know, my name, Kura Isagami, and even if it means I have to duel on another channel, where, you know, I keep that channel for nothing but the agency-related games and collabs, and I keep the MNN for all the meta news and everything else, I'd be 100% fine with that too if they were open to it, because one of the biggest things I have with me being a content creator is, and I've talked to myself about this too a lot with it, is this isn't really something I can just kind of like put down and leave alone, because it's not just me that I'm streaming and I'm making content for. Like, if it were just me, like if I wasn't the MNN and I wasn't doing the meta news or doing this for other people, and I was just playing games and having collabs because I can and I want to, then, you know, maybe announcing things like hiatuses or collabs or things like that wouldn't be so much of a big deal. And if, say, with my work situation, if I was still struggling to find a job, or I don't know, I would need to bench the streaming stuff for a while, then I'd have no problem with that. But because of the situation that I'm in, and the position I'm in as the Tinkerer and Medarot of the MNN, I'm not really doing this just for me either. So it's kind of this, I don't want to call it a catch-22, but it's more, I'm doing it for something bigger than myself, and if I have to take a step away for whatever reason, it leaves a really, really big hole behind that means nobody's going to be able to fill it as easily or as adequately, and it creates a need that I was filling for the longest time. So I'm just really glad that with my new position I'm going to be starting here pretty soon. They're honoring me keeping my Tuesdays open, and I'm gonna keep trying to work on keeping weekends open, but worst comes to worst, I would either keep my streams on Sunday evenings as planned, as normal, or I would just move the streams to another day off that they give me through the week, and I just play it by ear from there. So, I don't know. I know the Tuesday coverage for the MNN is guaranteed to be staying. That's not disappearing anytime soon, but my other streams, gameplays, collabs, art streams, whatever, that might be on and off relative to the new days off that they give me. I don't know. It'll be a big what if. That's all I can really say about it. Okay. Like this as well. That up. Oh, cool. And I got a ticket I can use here. Okay, cool. I got an extra in there I can use. Oh, actually, this is a really good example to tell you what I mean about the stacking, because, like, as you see here, I have 3 green Shushu Pop. Then I have that to SR, which allows me to pump this one up to a new UR. Which actually... Oh, I only have 2 of them. But that's fine. So I can pump that in here and get a UR +1. A little better than before. That's what I like about it, with the stacking. That's what I was trying to get at earlier with it. Let me see here. Happy that everybody enjoys here, just don't burn yourself out. Yeah, I don't know, like, me and Burnout is kind of weird, because I know where it comes from and what happens with it, and every now and then I probably have a day where I feel, what's the word? I don't want to use the term melancholic, but I guess it's the best I can think of, where, like, it's a little bit more of a struggle to want to sit down and record the news, but once I'm actually sitting down and doing it, it's actually not bad, and I don't really have too many problems with it. It's, what's the word? It's not really a burnout where I have to, like, take a hiatus and, like, completely not touch it for, like, a couple weeks or a month. I've been blessed and lucky enough that I've never really had to deal with that for the most part. And I'm not saying that to jinx it or anything, but I've been very fortunate where I enjoy what I do enough that and I only do it very sporadically. Like, I'm not streaming every day of the week where it burns me out. Like, with the meta news, I only do that once a week. So I have 6 days to ruminate on it and tinker around with it and play with it. But then when Tuesdays come around, it's showtime. So I'm refreshed, I'm renewed, ready to go. And then anything else that's really just getting on my mood like that is more just stuff in the background, that you guys don't see off stream or in IRL. But that's more of a me issue more than you guys. But yeah, I've been very fortunate to enjoy what I do and not have to go through the burnout with it. In fact, this year in June will be my 4th anniversary, and oh boy, I'm still trying to figure out what on earth I want to do for that to outdo myself, because I kind of set a standard for myself with hand making my intro last year to celebrate that anniversary. And I'm like, well, I can't just draw a piece of art for it now, because I'd have to completely redo the intro now because it's marked for 3 years and not 4. And then I gotta figure something else out for that. So I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I got a couple things I'm tinkering with as ideas and things I could emulate as inspiration. I'll figure it out. I still got a few months. It only took me, like, when I sat down and did it, I think it only took like 3 weeks, a month tops, for me to sit down and put everything together for that anniversary intro, which I really enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun doing that, but it was just so much art over 2 weeks, and then like another week and a half for just a video editing part. Any family that lives with me, yes, I am still living with my family, mostly because let's be real, the housing market is just as bad as the job market right now, so gotta help with that where possible. And my family has been wonderful and graceful and patient with me enough to work with me through this last 9 weeks that my previous job was only giving me 1 day a week and helping me out with that, with some financial help as well where necessary. I'm extremely blessed to have them and the support that they've given me, not just with the channel but also just with me IRL through my life. So yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But yeah, I'd say just shy of about 2.5 hours. I'd say this is honestly a pretty good place to stop. I don't have any other energy I can use to burn, and I don't really feel like going through another challenge mode again. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good place to stop. I'm probably going to be hosting Survivor streams like this a little more consistently, because it's really nice little, like, chill, hanging out kind of vibe. Mostly that's nice, because I get to play this and enjoy it, and you guys get to watch and just kind of talk about things, and I want to try to do that more with like my art streams and everything, but I get so focused in it that after like an hour in, I'm not talking as often. You guys are just kind of watching me draw. But just a continued development, I guess I can call it. But yeah, I'd say that's a good place to call it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute this for the time being. So what's incoming? I do obviously have the news coming up on Tuesday. I'm fully expecting it's going to be the final wave of the Grendizer U collaboration. More than likely, it's going to be the dropping of Mazin X as well. I have high hopes that he's going to be something that's worthwhile going after, because I was really, really bummed that Mazin Z from the first run of the Go Nagai collab wasn't really all that great. Even as a freebie model, he was like really, really mid-tier at best. Which kind of sucks too, because I like the design, I like the idea of using him, but his kit is just bad. Like it's really not very useful. Probably one last wave of an event before that does for that to go live. No real telling what it is. After that, it's kind of hard telling what could be down the pike in March. So really can't give you any idea there. What is March looking like, actually? My birthday's on a Friday this year. I don't know if I'm gonna do I don't know if I'm gonna do a birthday stream like I did last year, because I know I recorded and did my stuff. Was it last year or was it the year before? Was it last year? So it was 2023. Yeah, it was 2023 that I did a segment on my birthday, because of how it lined up. Didn't do one last year because my birthday was on a Thursday, and then this year it's on a Friday. So I might try to do something closer to that. I think the really big piece of news worth announcing closer to around that is the fact that we do have the Ori Meta contest in the Project Rising Beetle Discord server that's ongoing, a little over 3 weeks in now. No theme prompts, so just go in with your best, most creative design. We are accepting applicants until the 15th of March, so that second Saturday of the month. I'll probably take a week to look over all of them and figure out which ones are going to be set up as finalists or winners, or however many winners there's going to be. Since we only have about 3-4 entries, I think, right now. And then, yeah, that's basically it. So I do appreciate you all for stopping in with me, just as you always do, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Tuesday. So with that being said, once again, thank you so much, and until next time, this is your host, Kura Isagami of the Medarot News Network, signing out.